Hello everybody and welcome to Arizona, Phoenix, Arizona, more appropriately for today's MLB coverage of opening day and opening week 2017 in the MLB. San Francisco Giants, Arizona Diamondbacks, little NL West rivalry to kick things off here for everybody at home, everyone at the ballpark, and everyone listening and watching all around the world. We're glad you could be here with us today. It should be a fun one. The D-backs, well, first things first, they got to improve pitching. Last year's ranks, they were dead last in the NL West in every category on your screen, and they were nearly dead last in every category in the entire MLB. Zach Greinke, that man right there, will face Madison Bumgarner, Mad Bum, Lumberjack, whatever you want to call him. He really doesn't care. He's just a guy from North Carolina who likes to throw a baseball really fast and strike people out. That's your starting pitching matchup. So as the D-backs take the field, as the Giants take the field for opening ceremonies here at Chase Field, we are glad to bring you with us on this adventure this year. Giants baseball should be a fun one. You got the newly up-and-comers, Mac Williamson. You got the new guys, Eduardo Nunez. And, well, of course, you have Buster Posey, you have Brandon Crawford, you have Brandon Belt, you have all the other Giants returning for another year in which it should be a good one. For the D-backs, they will look to improve on their awful season last year, finishing 4th in the NL West. And, well, it couldn't get any worse for them last year. So they'll look to start off the year in Game 1 against the Giants today with a W. It's going to be a hard task facing Bumgarner. Pitching matchup starting comparison. Bumgarner, needle goes in his favor. He is 7 years lesser in the pros. He's 6 years younger than Greinke. He's got 50 pounds. That's what makes him so hard to read off the mound. Over 6 foot guy coming at you, 6'5". Today's starting lineup, Giants, MLB coverage. Nunez, Pence, Bell, Crawford, Posey, Span, Panic, and Williamson. Going back to Bumgarner, he's just so hard to read off the mound, and it's not going to be a fun one for the Arizona hitters. Zach Greinke's player profile last year, 26 starts, 13-7 record, 4.37 ERA. He will look to improve that this year with a whip of 127 and over 130 strikeouts. There's a little room for improvement because he is 33 years old. He's not going to have his stuff like he did 4 or 5 years ago, obviously, or even last year. Diamondback defense. Peralta, Pollock, Thomas in the outfield, Ahmed, Lamb, Drury, Goldschmidt, Iannetta on the infield. So, Zach Greinke is just about set, folks. Are you set? Well, get buckled up, get your food, get your drinks, grab your kids, grab your wife. It's baseball season here on JT Plays, and we are ready to begin. Eduardo Nunez will step into the box for the Giants, 16 home runs and a lot of stolen bases last year. He will look to do the same this year on a new team. First pitch from Greinke will go on the outside edge of the plate, and the umpire calls it strike. So, pitch number 1 of the new year will go to an 0-1 count. Now the 0-1 count to Eduardo Nunez from Zach Greinke. They'll wind up in the delivery. That one smacked right up the middle of the diamond, and it will fall in front of A.J. Pollock, playing center field today for Arizona. And Nunez is on with a base hit. We're going to get a look at that swing again. It was down and into Nunez, but unfortunately for Greinke and any other pitcher this year, that is exactly where Eduardo Nunez wants it. So, he has 93 speed. His speed will be a factor. Maybe not in today's game, but a little later down the road in the series, possibly, and of course, all year long. Hunter Pence up. He will bloop that into shallow right center. Brandon Drury, the second baseman, is there, and he will put Hunter Pence away. So coming up to the plate now, Brandon Belt, call him Baby Giraffe. There's nothing baby about him. When he gets on a pitch, he will get on it, and he will show you why. Only time will tell with him, and he's cut down on maturity. That 2-strike count, though, probably didn't look like it. He pops out to Chris Iannetta for 2 outs, and that will bring up Brandon Crawford. So the 1-2 count to Crawford. He will line out on the ground, or I guess ground out, sorry folks, to Paul Goldschmidt playing first. Goldschmidt for the D-backs, yeah, expecting him to have a heck of a year. 1 hit for the G-men mid-first. Let's go ahead and take a look at that Giants defense. Giants, Giants potentials, Giants expectations, and of course the Arizona lineup. Peralta, Tomas, Goldschmidt, Pollock, Lamb, Drury, Iannetta, and Ahmed 1 through 8. Expectations for the Giants this year, focus on this guy right here on your screen. Madison Bumgarner, 34 starts last year, 15-9 record, 2.74 ERA, over 250 strikeouts, and a whip of just 1.03. We were talking about his progression, what he can improve on, the pitches per game, and I guess that ERA now can be thrown in there as well. So Posey and Bumgarner line out your catcher-pitcher relationship. Let's meet the rest of the Giants and where they're playing this year. Williamson, Span, Pence in the outfield, Crawford, Nunez, Panik, and Brandon Bell will headline the infield for at least 2 or 3 games to start the year, but that should be your normal lineup, so do your fantasy baseball accordingly. Let's start the game off. David Peralta steps up to the plate, and David Peralta will sit back down on the Arizona bench. Bumgarner slider, you're going to see a lot of that because Posey likes to call it, and of course, Bumgarner likes to have that as his priority. That's how he got over 250 strikeouts, and he looks to do just the same this year. Second batter up, that will be grounded to Joe Panik. Panik takes 10, throws on to Brandon Bell, and quickly there are 2 gone in the home half of the first inning for the Arizona Diamondbacks. Now Paul Goldschmidt up, he will bounce it to his counterpart Brandon Bell over there at first base, playing a little off the bag, guarding the line a tiny bit, and after 1 full inning in the desert here, the duel in the desert with the NL West teams, the Giants are on top by the hit column. Second inning now, see you later, A.J. Pollock. He starts the second just like David Peralta did in the first, and he will end the same way, strikeout. Now, Jake Lamb up. He will take a pitch on the lower outer edge of the plate. Probably could have been called a ball, but it was called a strike. And then, for the 3rd time in the 2nd inning, the same result. Go to Brandon Bell, off the bag a little bit, and the inning is decided. So 2 full innings down, still 1 hit for the Giants, nothing for the D-backs. Let's go bottom 3. Giants do not produce a hit, so now it's Bumgarner's turn to act upon that. Chris Iannetta, he has a few words for the home plate umpire. Strikeout number 3, I believe. Let's just say it because we're going to lose count the deeper this game goes on. Strikeout number 4, and then on a 1-2 count, strikeout number 5. If we're off 1, folks, I'm so sorry, but guys, you're not going to keep track of Bumgarner's Ks per game. It's just not going to happen. He throws way too many, and it just happens way too quick. 3 innings of no-hit baseball for Bumgarner. Let's go ahead and move top 4. 1-1 count to Brandon Crawford. He will rip this over the head of Brandon Drury, and that will find the outfield for a base hit. So Crawford, 2nd hit for the Giants, 1st one of his season, and that pitch was down the middle of the plate. Turned his hips well and got the barrel of the bat on it, and that will put him on first. Unfortunately, though, the inning would end. Buster Posey would pop out to Brandon Drury, just like Hunter Pence did in the 1st inning. And 2 hits later, and 3.5 innings of baseball later, the Giants will send Bumgarner out in the bottom half of the 4th. Still no hit baseball. David Peralta up on a 1-2 count. It jams him, but he turns his hips better than Crawford did. And guess what? That's the D-backs' 1st hit of this season, 1st hit of the game. Nothing wrong with that, Bumgarner. You're doing your job. You're keeping them at bay. But now the defense has to do their part. They actually have to worry about someone. Go figure, right? Right there, Williamson. He took kind of an awkward angle to the ball, and it fell right in front of him. Eduardo Nunez, looks like a double play. Well, yeah. Let's rain check that one. He was on one knee. He had to throw it off center to Joe Panik covering 2nd for the DP around the horde. And except Nunez threw it off and Panik was pulled off the bag. So runners on the corners. Good chance for Arizona. Well, we forgot that Bumgarner was still on the mound dealing and wheeling. Another strikeout, 1 hit, 1 error. And 4 innings have come and gone in Arizona. Still 0-0. 5th inning of work now. 0-1 count to Denard Span. This one will be grounded. Goldschmidt takes his momentum away from the bag. throws it kind of awkwardly to Zach Greinke, and Denard Span will reach first base. Here's a replay, little maybe 2-3 hopper or 2 Goldschmidt, but the momentum carried him away from the bag. Greinke not faster than Denard Span, and Span gets an infield base hit. So, man on first, 1 out. Mac Williamson, he will get a base hit, and all of a sudden the Giants have something cooking. 2 men on, 1 out here in the 5th inning. And you see Greinke's reaction. He tried, give him a participation medal. It just wasn't good enough. Unfortunately, though, outs would come, and they would come in the blink of an eye. Second and third, RBI chance for Nunez. He's had a good day so far. See you later, Nunez. Thanks for coming to the Greinke show. Slider out and away. Well, you're not going to hit it sometimes, and unfortunately, that was one of those times. But the offense would pick up here. Top 6, 1-1 count to Hunter Pence. Same thing. Infield base hit. Greinke no play on it. Hunter Pence has a little bit more speed than Span, and he will tag on first. Brandon Belt, they call him Baby Giraffe. Nothing baby about him. And guess what? He sees Hunter taking off, and Pence will get the first stolen base for the Giants this year. Probably thought it was going to be Nunez, but Hunter Pence says, hey, I've got speed too. I'm going to utilize it. That pitch down and into Belt. So it had been a perfect throw from Iannetta. But on the 2-2 count, you leave a fastball in the middle of the plate like that. This one is out of here. Brandon Belt. You can't leave a fastball to anybody, even Zach Greinke, middle of the plate, because if he gets a bat on it, that result right there, ladies and gentlemen, on your screen, that's going to happen 10 out of 10 times. 439-foot bomb, 2-run homer, first of the season, and first home run of the Giants season. Yeah, right down the pipe. That is not coming back, and the Giants have a 2-0 lead. It was no doubt from Bell. He knew it. He dropped that bat, and he started jogging. However, the other Brandon brother wanted to get some fun in, so Brandon Crawford steps up. He gets a base hit in the middle of the diamond, and Zach Greinke still in the ball game. He is not looking too hot. They would finally take him out after the sack hit. That would move Crawford over to second. Unfortunately, though, the new pitcher, well, he allows the hit to Span, 13 pitches in, and this is a 3-0 game. It's starting to become a blowout here in the desert, so Giants fans probably feel cooled off from the 2-run homer from Belt. They feel even better with the RBI single by Denard Span. Blooped it into single. Pollock couldn't get there in time, and now we skip ahead to the bottom of the 8th inning. 4-0 Giants. Madison Bumgarner will walk his first man, and that is David Peralta, who has gotten the first hit for the D-backs, who saw the first pitches from Bumgarner today, and now draws the first walk. So Bochy says, it's alright, Madison. I've seen enough of you. We can handle it from here, bud. Go take a rest. Bumgarner knows exactly what that means. Probably not the happiest, but Bumgarner at that point was 100-plus pitches into his outing. So he comes out and entered Derek Law, number 64, a reliever out of the pen, something the Giants have had troubles with all year long last year. 0 starts last year. Obviously, he's a reliever, but he did go 4-0 when he did come in. 1 save, 2.13 ERA, 50 Ks, over 55 innings of work. So Bochy, just talking to Posey, get to know each other, guys. Have a good, maybe inning in the third, and let's not blow this lead. Well, Derek Law took that to heart, because that curveball was in the middle of the plate to Yasmani Tomas, and guess what? Tomas could not hit it at all. So end of 8, we're going to jump bottom 9. 4-0 Giants. 12 hits, 1 hit for the D-backs, and 1 error committed by the Eduardo Nunez off the row. What, 3rd inning? That's all really they would write, though, because in the 9th inning, Derek Law would lay down the law. First batter, that's a strikeout. Second batter, 0-1 count. That, unfortunately, is a base hit, but a chance to turn 2 here. Let's just see if he can do it. He doesn't want to be in the game long. He is a reliever, a middle reliever at that. So, you know, he doesn't want to be in that situation. So he gets 1 quick out, and then to end the ball game, Mac Williamson would run on, not Hunter Pence. And Mac Williamson, the rookie Giant, He would come on, take a great angle there, and catch it. Bumgarner earns the win. Game 1 of the season goes to the San Francisco Giants, 4-0. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching this presentation of Giants baseball. Player of the game has to be Bumgarner. Just has to be. You allow 1 hit, only allow 1 walk, and, well, the hitting aspect would be Brandon Belt with that 2-run bomb. So, guys, thank you for watching this edition of Giants baseball here on JT Plays. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't done so already. Once again, your final from the desert, 4-0, Giants win it.